Good evening, everybody. This is KMTV. We have an exclusive interview with one of the official spokesperson of the Council of Patriots in Harry P. Costa. And the purpose of this interview is exclusively centered around the meeting that was held today with the representative of ECOWAS, AU, and that of the Special Representative of the United Nations, Dr. Chambers. So, welcome to this interview, Mr. Costa.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. Just thanks for the opportunity.
Yes, as I mentioned in my introductory comments, because you are one of the forerunner of the Council of Patriots, the much publicized June 7 protest. So, what was the meeting about today?
Today's meeting was about the United Nations, the Secretary General's special representative for ECOWAS, for West Africa and the Sahel, Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chimbers. He's also the Honor Secretary General of the UN. He came to Liberia to meet with the government and the organizers of the planned protest.
I want you to talk a little louder.
Yeah, to meet with us. And the purpose of the meeting was for him to basically hear from us what our concerns are and the reasons for which we want to protest, and basically to assure us of the acknowledgement of our right to protest, and that he was not here to tell us not to protest, but to urge us to do it in a peaceable manner. When we gather, we must be peaceful, because they are invested in the peace in this country, and they want to ensure the peace is maintained, but that we must exercise our right to protest. That is the message.
Yeah, Mr. Costa, this is, I can say, second meeting. The first meeting was with the president, and now the meeting today. Are there any other plans beyond closed door to do away with the protest?
No, there are no plans to cancel the protest. There are no plans. And the ECOWAS, Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chimbers, we had a frank conversation with him. I officially spoke on behalf of the group, and then my able co-spokesperson, Mr. Darius Dillon, spoke after me, and he buttressed the points that I made. We all are in sync. The protest goes ahead. The UN Special Representative is taking the message back to the UN that we intend to be peaceful, but we want to exercise our democratic right to protest. So that was clear. There's no doubt about that. He leaves the country tomorrow, and then next week the president of the ECOWAS Commission comes to town to have another meeting with us. But we are determined to pursue with our right and our plan to protest.
So, in the meeting today, was there any appeal from the government to appeal to you guys in terms of abandoning the protest?
No, Josiah. The government did not attend the meeting with us today. It was not a joint meeting between us and the government being facilitated by the UN, ECOWAS, and AU. The meeting today was only just our side and the ECOWAS, African Union, and the United Nations. Earlier in the day, Dr. Chambers met with the president and the government. Then he met with the political party leaders. Then he met us last, the Council of Patriots.
Okay. So, aside from the meeting, are there any other discussion with the folks from the international body as it relates to your own structure and how you're going to assure the public that nothing going to happen?
Well, Josiah, I could not be more clear than what I've already said. We are resolved to protest. It is our right to protest. The UN has recognized that right, that we must protest. It's our right, but with a caveat that that we must maintain a peace, something which we have said over and over. But the UN does not believe that our protest will undermine the peace. They don't believe that. There are elements that the government is trying to convince them that we will undermine the peace. You know, for example, they provided a video clip from one of my Facebook live videos I did when my station was attacked to Dr. Chambers. And Dr. Chambers raised that when he was speaking, and I addressed it. I said, well, they did not provide the context. I did not say I would bring arms to bring war. I said I would arm my watchmen at my facility because they were attacked by men carrying guns. And so he said, well, thanks for the clarification. So the issue here is the United Nations is not asking us to not protest. I want to make that very clear. What they have said, exercise your right to protest. We respect your right to protest. We're not here to tell you not to protest. We're only here to say, we hear what your grievances are, exercise your right, but please ensure that the peace is maintained. But they believe that we can protest and at the same time maintain the peace. They believe that. They believe that the two of them can be done together. They are not exclusively mutual. You know, you can protest and maintain the peace.
Aside from maintaining peace, why are they so worried? Are there any signs of violence from the organizers of the protest?
No, we're not. Look, let me tell you something. We don't believe that the government will. We believe the government will provide security for us. Yesterday, when we met with the government folks at the UN headquarters, the Minister of Justice, Councillor Musa Ding, said that sometime next week we'll receive a communication from the Inspector General of Police so that we can go and sit down with him to work out the security plan for the protest. So we're not worried about security. We know the state will provide security. They have said that, they have committed to that. The UN people have also assured us that the state will do that. The Minister of Justice assured us that the state, they will provide security people for our people that will come out because it is their responsibility to do that.
You are a vocal person, but of late you have toned down a little. What's the rationale? Are you trying to say, are you afraid?
No, Josiah, you know me better than that. I am not afraid. I have not tuned down. It's just that we've been doing a lot of high-level engagements and speaking with UN people, ECOWAS people, African Union people, and sometimes you have to fine-tune your presentations, your deliberations, because you are sitting in these high-level meetings and having these discussions. But we have not tuned down. You see, we are at a different level now, Josiah. It's not just Henry Costa, the talk show host. It's Henry Costa, one of the two spokespersons of the Council of Patriots. So I'm serving in dual capacities. So I also did something, maybe that's why some people think I've tuned down, which is that I made a promise a few days ago on my platform that I will no longer use words that some people find offensive, like, you know, certain words that you all know that I use sometimes, even though I don't necessarily agree with people that those words are offensive, but that's how they feel. I know that's not what it is, but that's how they feel. So out of respect for that, and for a lot of people I've met, international people, local people, I decided I can still be forceful, aggressive, uncompromising in discussing the issues, but without resorting to the use of certain, or the usage of certain vocabulary that some people find offensive. Yeah, so we are not, we haven't tuned down. We're still discussing the issues. We're still very uncompromising. And look, what we're about to have is greater than all the talk shows I've had. I mean, we're having the largest peaceful protest in the history of the country. What's greater than that? Or what's compared to that? So our energies are focused in that direction. We're engaging these international people. They listen to my show every day. I know this because whenever we go to these meetings to them, they tell me. They tell me the things that we were discussing. So we have to bear that in mind.
Earlier today, you were also speaking to some group of students, and one of the advisors, Honorable Koluba, has been making some frantic efforts to carry the message of the protest. So how far are you when it comes to reaching out to people we want to encourage?
Well, look, let me tell you something. The people who will come to the protest have already made up their minds, and they will be in the hundreds of thousands of people. Montserrat has easily more than 1.5 million people. We expect at least 300,000 people to show up for the protest. Everywhere you go, people are very excited. People in other parts of the country are very excited. They're looking forward to coming out to express themselves. A week before the protest, we will increase our mobilization efforts. We have not had to do physical on the ground work. Honorable Colbert has been the one doing that, and he's been doing very well. We've been doing it on social media and on the radio. Everybody knows about June 7. Even the little child will tell you about June 7. Right now, it's the most popular thing on everybody's lips. It's been well mobilized, publicized, thanks largely to the platform we have. The platform Mr. Dillon has, the platform Mo Ali and other people have, and we have used that platform and we've been propagating this thing, and everybody knows about it. But we will go out into the community. You will see Costa, you will see Dillon, you will see Mo Ali, you will see Baka Jaliba in the communities talking to people. You will see pickups with PA systems, with flyers and posters. You will see all of those things. We're going to roll this thing out into the communities and tell the people why peaceful protest is a must. Peaceful protest. When we made the case to the United Nations Secretary General Special Representative Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers that to do this peaceful protest means to save our country from sliding back into the dark days, because we want to call the government to order for them to begin to do the right things. And we're not asking President George Weah to step down. We're asking him to do the right things. If he's not up to it, and if he feels he wants to leave, it's up to him. But we're asking him to fix the country and do the right things. And we have a list of demands, 28 of them.
Yeah, one of your counts is the issue of Samoa 12 as it relates to the mop-up exercise of the $25 million. And the GAC report, which the president requested, is out. And the Justice Minister just issued a press conference that no money got missing. What are your thoughts?
Well, we're very clear. We believe that money did get missing, millions of dollars, in these very troubling, hard times. And we are very saddened by that. And we want justice. We want those responsible to be prosecuted. It's not personal, you know. We want everybody to be prosecuted. Mr. Tue is the chairman of the economic management team. He directed the whole exercise in coordination with the governor of the central bank. And I feel that there is no way, you know, justice should not happen. This is what we feel. It's one of the counts. And we'll present all these counts to the president on June the 7th.
In an event where the president doesn't meet all of your demands, what next?
Well, we have 22, the last time I checked, 22 or 28 demands. We're still adding them up. And the War Crimes Code, we won the establishment of the War Crimes Code. We won that. Most Liberians won that. You know it. And it's one of our demands. And we certain demands, I mean, these demands are not negotiable. They are not negotiable. We won the War Crimes Code. What are you going to say to us? No. We want the president to publish his assets. What are you going to say to us? No. They are non-negotiable. We're very clear. I don't have to be yelling for people to know we're serious, but we are very serious, and we're not joking.
Okay. Thank you so much. Any final comment?
Yeah, I want to say thank you very much for the opportunity, especially for coming to my home to do this interview, because I have a curfew, self-imposed curfew. Understandably so. All my bodyguards have gone home, so I'm home alone. I never leave my place until the next day. I'm just trying to be cautious, you know. Security comes first. But I want to thank the Liberian people out there for all of your support. The majority of the people you are with us. I want to say this to you: we're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing this for the country. You know, Dr. Martin Luther King said, "Non-violence is the greatest weapon in history. He who wields it is ennobled by it. It strikes, but it does not wound." And there's an old famous adage that says, "A stitch in time to save 9." If your trouser got 1 hole, you won't patch that hole soon, it will get 9 holes. So we want the trouser called Liberia to get 9 holes. So we want solely 1 hole quick before you get 9 holes. Thank you very much. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, and let's together save the state. God bless you all.
So that is Heron Costa, the tough talking talk show host. Till you catch up again, this is KMTV Live.